Right then guys, I'm just going to say straight out the top, if you haven't watched the brand new Venom trailer and you don't want to be spoiled, just don't. I watched the trailer, it's a fantastic trailer, but does it spoil a lot? Hell yes. So if you don't want to be spoiled, please do not watch this trailer, you have been warned. However, for those that are here, and those that are watching and have watched, let's have a little bit of a review, discussion, breakdown of the brand new Venom trailer. 3 minutes 14 in all of its glory. It's a great trailer. It opens with some incredible shots. This is the stuff which should have been shown, I believe, at San Diego Comic-Con as per the description. Anyway, the effects still are not... they're not quite there. And that's me saying it even despite the fact that I loved this trailer. But the effects, and I'm sure someone will probably agree with me, despite everyone's shouting, no, you suck. They're just a little bit off still. The effects of the symbiote look incredible, but there's just some little bits and pieces here and there where it blends in with the live action, the real world, that it's just a little bit wonky and a little bit off. But it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. It spoils Riot, for starters, but we get a great flavour of what this film is going to be about. We obviously open with that bit where he says, we are Venom, and then proceeds to, well, what we can guess anyway, and what we find out later in the trailer, it bites a man's head off, or at least his face. And it's great. We learn that, Eddie Brock is the reporter like he's supposed to, so it is kind of going along the same lines as the comics. However, there are some little bits and pieces away from that. But I will say this, in terms of those which are away from the comics, i.e. no Spider-Man, it doesn't look that bad without it. Without the white spider logo on the chest. It actually looks okay. I think they've managed to have a happy medium between it. And it looks great in terms of its cinematography. There are some ultra generic action set pieces and black SUVs and all of this nonsense. But it's perfectly fine. It's serviceable. We still don't exactly know where the symbiotes have come from. We guess anyway a crashed spacecraft of some sort, because they're still teasing that opening shot again where there's that crash in that field. We do learn now that there's actually some different coloured symbiotes. So when there's this shot of Riz Ahmed's character opening the van full of symbiotes, the containers, there's a yellowy, orangey one. So that's really cool. Nice to see. It's nice to see that apparently the symbiote is that colour simply just because it is that colour in its natural form. It's good that we don't know exactly where they've come from, but it does follow a lot of the comics. Eddie Brock, he's an investigative journalist, and he stumbled across the Life Foundation. It's Riz Ahmed. We get a flavour for Riz Ahmed being this kind of maniacal genius, this madman that believes, and this is a trope that's been played out to death now, but the maniacal madman that says the Earth is being polluted by humans, and humans are on the brink of extinction. They've reached their highest they could possibly get, and blah blah blah. And the symbiotes are the next form of human evolution. Look, it's a trope. I don't hate it, but that's kind of what we learn anyway. And Riz Ahmed's character, which we see later in the trailer, has Riot, the symbiote Riot, attached to him, so that's pretty cool. We get the flashback, what we can presume to be a flashback anyway, of Eddie Brock running through the forest. This, I believe, is linked up with him first coming into contact with the symbiotes. I believe maybe he was investigating what they were doing in that field, and then came into contact with Venom, the symbiote Venom, prior to the Life Foundation trying to capture him. So I think this is probably linking back to there. It's shot well, and we get obviously the sense of Eddie Brock having an absolute meltdown, trying to decipher what is going on. He's hearing voices, and it is quite good. You get a good sense of how Tom Hardy is portraying this character in the film. His American accent still needs a little bit of work, but all in all, it's still a great portrayal. Like I say, you do get a good sense of it, and he looks like he's having fun. He genuinely looks like he's just having a good time, which is kind of what you want with a film like this. And I think that will probably result in the film being much, much better as a result of it. It's indicative of that anyway. We then get a great shot of Riz Ahmed obviously testing on new subjects with the symbiotes, and it looks incredibly painful. He looks happy. The fact that he's just giving this guy a symbiote, he's happy about it. But my god, this guy is spasming around on the floor. It looks like he's breaking his bones. It's awful. Absolutely awful. And then somewhere along the line, we can see Eddie Brock in, I'm assuming, hospital. I don't think this is now part of the Life Foundation. It might be, but it looks to be just in a normal hospital where he's obviously gone because he feels really, really sick. And then he's having an absolute meltdown, and that is kind of when Venom makes his first appearance, by the looks of it anyway. But there's a really strange hazed effect as he's being overtaken. He's violently shaking, but it's an odd effect, and hopefully they don't show it for too long in the film because it's a little bit odd. But then we get that cool shot, and this is what a lot of people were really liking about San Diego Comic-Con anyway, is Eddie Brock talking to Venom in a reflection. So in the reflection it's Venom, and then he's just talking to himself. But it looks really cool. I'm quite happy about that. It looks really, really good. The effects of Eddie fighting the thugs in his apartment, they look better. They look like they've not left the symbiote looking so slick, like oil. It just looks a little bit more rendered now, so that's good. Again, ultra generic car chase sequences in trailers. I mean, it's fine. Like I say, this trailer seems to reveal pretty much the entire film. It's a bit of a shame, really. But it looks good, and it's merely just an expansion upon what we've already seen. There's some cool transformation bits and pieces here and there. Look, I like it, but there are some scenes here and there which look a little bit off. Like, I think it's really good that they're going for Venom and Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock's character, talking to one another. So the symbiote actually comes out of Venom. You can see it here. And talks to him, and I think it's really, really cool that they're going for it because it's embracing the comic book nature of it, and you know, that's what you want to do, because Venom, he's not exactly a gritty real character. He is, you know, a symbiote that takes over people and is larger than life. Obviously he's very comic booky, so to have him ultra gritty and realistic, it just probably wouldn't have worked. So I like that they're going for it, but the effects are just a little bit off. I believe the budget for this film was not an awful lot of money. We can see as well that when Tom Hardy transforms into the full symbiote, he grows in size, and yeah, I mean, ultra menacing. He is going to be this absolutely massive monstrosity in the film that we know from the comics, which is, again, just awesome that they're going for it. It looks good. This is again the shot which we were initially teased with, and I don't know whether they've changed that much of it, but it still looks very, very good. And then he starts to discuss how, you know, he's got a pancreas and kidneys and liver and how they're delicious. So he will be eating people in this movie, which again, they're going for it. They really, really are. There's no confirmation whether this will be an R-rated film as yet. Look, if you're going to make an R-rated property, just do it. And then you can do a PG-13. You can just cut some of the R rating out. But I hazard a guess they're gonna use quick cut transitions to move away from the blood and gore. I.e., Venom will go and bite someone and then it'll just fade to black or something like that, which is a bit of a shame because again, we've had no confirmation that this will be R rated. And normally they're proud of it. They want to push it. And they want to get that out there as much as possible quickly. So I don't think this will be R-rated. But all in all, it looks really, really good. And here you can see in this shot specifically the white running through Venom. And also Venom in all of his glory. But it doesn't look that bad without the Spider-Man symbol. Or the spider symbol. I don't think it looks too bad anyway. I think it looks pretty decent. It's a good compromise. And this going up against Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I'm not overly sure it would blend well anyway. So I'm glad that they've kind of separated it for the time being. Maybe they could work it in future if this movie does well. But anyway, I'm going to cut forward now on this trailer because I've talked enough crap. But I want to discuss the awesome Riot scenes, which you can see. Riot is essentially ripping off Venom from Tom Hardy, which is absolutely insane. We get the scene which a lot of people thought was telekinesis, but it seems to be in the office, and that's where Riot is by the looks of it. And Riot obviously shunts everyone to one side with bladed hands, I believe, anyway. I mean, it looks insane. It looks absolutely insane. But like I say, I don't know for dead certain whether this is Riot. I can assume it's Riot anyway. It looks to be. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be more than one symbiote, that's for sure. I think it looks great. It seems that there's going to be a good sense of humour running through the film as well. So I'm excited. But, guys, drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, give this a like and a share. Guys, I've been Mr. H. I will catch you in the next video.